Hello friends. How are you? Welcome to my channel. Movies by Mac. Today I am going to tell the story of a new most popular movie, whose name is Riddick. Now let's move on to the story of the movie. Lord Marshal Riddick. Following the events of the Chronicles of Riddick, Riddick is the new Lord Marshal of the Necromonger Empire, but he has yet to uptake the Scared Oath and lead them to the Underverse. Several times, commanders have tried to kill him, but each time they have failed, and Riddick feels that he has been losing his edge and desires to get back to his homeworld of Furya. Riddick demands that Commander Vaco give him the charts that lead to Furya, but Vaco informs him that all those charts has been destroyed. Riddick places a blade to Vaco's neck, and it is then that Vaco reveals that only he knows the way back to Furya, and orders Captain Crone to get a ship ready. Captain Crone takes Riddick down to a desolate planet in which Riddick finds out that it is not Furya. Necromonger soldiers then try to kill Riddick, but he kills them first, as Captain Crone shoots out the plateau from underneath Riddick, sending him falling down as he yells, "You keep what you kill, Riddick." Riddick awakens on the desolate sun-scorched planet being pecked by an alien vulture. His leg is injured. As he tries to repair it, he spots a pack of wild jackals. The jackals come to kill him, but he dives into a pond to avoid them. As he is holding his breath, eels try to bite at him, but he stays there until the jackals go away. Emerging from the pond, Riddick fixes his leg, but a single jackal attacks him. He throws a piece of his suit far away, sending the jackal chasing after it, leaving him alone. Another jackal that tries to kill Riddick is killed by a mud demon, and Riddick watches it as it is killed, evading and eventually finding a cave. He then seals himself under 2 stones to rest from the dangers of the planet. Emerging from the cave, Riddick's leg is healed and he finds an abandoned pup which he takes to raise on his own. He manages to take a small mud demon and inject its venom into himself and his pup over a period of days, so they can become immune to the venom. From his cave, Riddick is able to see the other side of his location, which is filled with grass and water, but to get there he must first make it past the pond that houses the mud demons. Riddick battles a mud demon and kills it. A mud demon arises and knocks Riddick aside. Riddick's jackal pup gets loose and follows Riddick, but before the pup is killed, Riddick rescues it and slides underneath the mud demon, slicing its belly open, and escapes to the other side. Riddick and his jackal. Jumping 6 months, Riddick has been traveling the plains and the pup is now fully grown. At night the jackal notices rain clouds, and with Riddick's eye shine he sees a plethora of mud demons. Riddick and his pet venture on, and the jackal spits out a golf ball which indicates human life was on the planet. The two come across the Merc co-op station P7. Inside, Riddick activates the beacon that scans him, identifying him and sending out the signal to the Merc's ships nearby. Santana's crew is the first to arrive, and they come in the depot looking for Riddick but do not find him. They only see a message written in blood telling them to leave one ship for Riddick and leave. Santana lets Riddick. Santana and the box for Riddick's head. No, he's here for his head by yelling out into the open, and Riddick, who is nearby, hears him. Santana's prisoner is freed, but Santana later kills her, and she dies before Riddick, who is hiding behind a rock. Boss John's crew is the second to arrive. Santana tries to call them off, but they land anyway. The two groups are at a disagreement, and Boss John agrees to let Santana handle Riddick until he needs his help. Santana sets up a scanning machine called Cyclops to look for Riddick, while both parties agree to lock their ship nodes in a locker with a bombing mechanism to prevent Riddick from getting to them. At night Santana's crew search for Riddick, and Dahl informs Boss Johns that the traps are missing from within the base. Riddick with his jackal confuses Cyclops, which causes it to malfunction, making Santana change out the tracker. Santana's crew, having forgot to sweep the area, gets one of their mercs killed by the traps Riddick has set. He then kills 2 more mercs, taking one of their bodies with him. Boss Johns fight the mud demons. Santana is forced to combine arms with Boss Johns, but Boss Johns then take controls of the entire mission. He has Dahl to shoot a tracker onto Riddick's jackal and then sets out with a crew on the jet hogs to track it back to Riddick. Riddick however is at the base, and he steals Dahl's mirror while she bathes, but she believes Santana to have taken it. Boss Johns and his crew finds out Riddick is not at his cave and tries to inform the base that Riddick may be there. Riddick realizes the nodes are missing from the ship. Inside Merc Station, Dahl confronts Santana, who punches her down to the floor and get into a brief fight, while Riddick watch from the ceiling. Boss Johns arrives back and orders Santana to open the cabinet where the nodes are. Frightened that the bomb will go off at first, he eventually does so to find the nodes still there. Riddick chained up. Riddick then manages to steal both nodes and have them buried in a secure location that only he knows. The mercs try to figure out how to get off the planet, when Riddick confronts them off distance. Riddick informs Boss Johns the storm is coming and they need to get off planet, and gives him till the rain hits the base to make a decision, but Boss Johns wants answers for his son's death. As Riddick turns to leave, Santana tries to kill him but his jackal attacks Santana, which prompts Riddick to attack. Dahl fires tranquilizers into Riddick, weakening him as Santana kills Riddick's jackal, and tries to kill Riddick, but Boss Johns prevents him doing so, and knocks Riddick out instead. Santana head being decapitated. Riddick is chained up as Boss Johns questions Riddick about his son's death, but Riddick does not say much about it, which frustrates Boss Johns. Santana tries to behead Riddick, when Cyclops goes off picking up the mud demons from the storm. They all see the mud demons and lock themselves inside as two of Boss Johns' mercs are killed by them, within the complex. Riddick tells them to free him and Boss Johns tries to, but Santana stops him. Boss Johns secretly takes the pin out. Santana tries to kill Riddick, but Riddick knocks Santana back to the wall and kicks the machete through Santana's head, slicing it in two. The head then falls into the box that Santana brought for Riddick's head. The mercs free Riddick and they blaze out in gunfire against the mud demons and make it to one of the ships, but another merc is killed by a small mud demon. Riddick, Diaz, and Boss Johns set out on jet hogs through the storm to where Riddick hid the nodes. Riddick and Boss Johns fighting mud demons. On the way there, Boss Johns is side-swiped by Diaz and his cycle crashes. Riddick picks him up and they ride to the destination, where Riddick begins digging for the nodes as he talks about William J. Johns. Boss Johns is informed that Riddick did not kill his son, and that Johns tried to kill Jack, which Boss Johns refuses to believe. Diaz comes from being on watch to trying to kill Boss Johns and Riddick, but he is killed by Riddick and the other cycle is destroyed by Diaz's gunfire. They realize Diaz disabled the last cycle and was preparing to take the nodes back himself with Riddick's head. Boss Johns and Riddick set out on foot back to the ship where they kill mud demons as they go. Riddick is eventually bitten by a mud demon and injured with a tooth stuck in his chest. Riddick fighting mud demons on the cliff. Boss Johns takes Riddick's node and leaves him alone with the mud demons. Riddick climbs a steep cliff fighting off mud demons alone as Boss Johns makes it back to the ship with the nodes. Riddick, now out of weapons, fights the mud demons with his fists when Boss Johns' ship arrives and blasts the mud demons from above. Dahl then is sent down to wheel Riddick up to the ship to safety. Boss Johns and the remaining mercs leave in their ship as Riddick leaves in the other, as they both agree that at another time they will face off. Riddick arrives back on Necropolis where he encounters Crone again and finds out it was he, not Vaco, who betrayed him. Riddick kills Crone and then asks a necromonger servant if Vaco is alive or dead. She replies that he is both. Riddick walks to the window seeing the threshold, knowing Vaco has entered and transcended. So, that's the whole movie, friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. So like the video and subscribe my channel for more interesting movies.